Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Juventus season 22-23 is finally over. Juventus had to finish behind Roma. These were the words of Giuseppe Chine on the 20th of January 2023. Juventus finished behind Roma. Ironically, or sign of destiny, with the 90th minute soft penalty of their ex-symbol, Paolo Dybala, La Gioia, the one that we let go for free. He's giving joy to the Romanisti, sending them in Europa League. He's making Juventini even more sad, or maybe even regret the fact that he scored because he sent us in Conference League. But it's not Paolo Dybala that is sending us in Conference League, if we have to be really honest. Who followed the channel for the entire season, the one that were super loyal, thank you. You all know how difficult it has been for me to explain the journey of our boys, of the Bianconeri, on the field and off the field. It has been a horror show. It has been super difficult on and off the field. But there is one thing that I never did. I never give up. I never give up. And while I am aware that the next season, 23-24, will be extremely difficult, I will not give up. I will continue. For one simple reason. Because I have hope. And you know who gave me hope? Well, I believe in these small signs. Federico Chiesa. You know it, I repeat it so many times on the channel. Fede in Italian, the short name, the nickname of Federico Chiesa means hope. Well, I have hope. That goal yesterday against Udinese gives me a little hope. And I am aware that the mercato will not be great, and you will be pissed off and you will be frustrated during the summer. Why? Because big names will probably leave, and not that big names will enter. We will be with the shoulders against the wall, and we will probably criticize every single move of Juventus. But you saw it here, and it's not a mystery, and you know it, there is always these kind of things on the channel that I'm showing you. The shirt of 2011, home, the shirt of 2011 away. These two shirts are showing that sometimes with less budget, sometimes with less power on the market, you can do great things. Because if you are able to find the right alchemy, you can do it. If you believe, you can do it. I will not give up in 23-24. The season was over yesterday, but start back today. And I want to believe in the words of Federico Chiesa yesterday post-game, where he spoke about his goal, about his difficult season, about his difficult comeback of 10 months before being back and playing at his level, because yesterday he showed us the Federico Chiesa that we loved. But he said something important. Now, let's focus on La Nazionale, because if for Juventus the season is over, not yet for a lot of players, they still need to continue to play, and then come back here at Juventus and do well. And these are words that are giving me hope. Mi danno fede. I can't promise you when Juventus will win. Yesterday a lot of people told me, Beppe, we will need 3-4 years to rebuild and 3-4 years before we are able to win again. Look guys, home away shirt of 2011, 2012 are showing you that even after 2 disaster years, sometimes the magic can happen. If we believe, if we are also doing the right thing off the field, because that's what we will speak about also in today's video. But one thing is sure, and one thing is that Juventus is a team that wants to continue to win. This is something that I can promise you. I don't know if you will be able to do it, but Juventus as a club is a club that wants to win. And yesterday, the women, they gave us a fantastic example of a Juventus that wants to continue to win. Because since that season, since that day of the last goal of Alessandro Del Piero, when we lifted that trophy in the air, we continuously won. We won on the field with the men, with the next gen, with the under 19, or yesterday with the only team that was able to lift a trophy in the air, the women with the Coppa Italia. Congratulations to them. But now we have to focus also on the men, because the men, after 2 trophies last season, they will have to come back to victory. Yesterday, Chiesa said, we need to pick ourselves up and think about the future. We need to think about making Juve competitive again. But in the literal sense, I am a Juventus player and I'm thinking about Juventus. We will start not with Giuntoli, but probably we will start with Giovanni Manna, one that was able to do a fantastic project with the next gen because he's sporting director of the next gen, the one that was able to find low cost fantastic players, and we are speaking about Huijsen, Kenan Yildiz, Mbangula, Joseph Nongue. Speaking about Joseph Nongue, Huijsen and Kenan Yildiz, these are the next one that will be one day promoted to the first team. Well, at interim, he could be temporarily promoted for one reason. Yesterday we analyzed every single frame of the grazie di tutto, thank you for everything of Giuntoli to De Laurentiis. But the voices are that at the moment De Laurentiis, he has no intention to free him until he found a new coach. He tried with a lot of different coaches. At the moment, no green lights. They are saying that he tried even with Nagelsmann, with Italiano, with Mancini from La Nazionale. Everyone said at the moment, no, we don't join Napoli. So De Laurentiis will have to find a coach first before saying yes, you can go to Juve, to Giuntoli. We will have to wait. How long? We don't know. Of course, it's the intention of De Laurentiis to wait as long as possible so that Giuntoli is not able to work. At the end, I really believe that Giuntoli will join Juventus for a restart. But we have to restart with the men. The men are important. And yesterday, the sub out of Bonucci made me think, will Bonucci be there next season? Big question. Yesterday when I saw him also hugging Federico Chiesa after the game, I have a lot of question about Bonucci being still there in the defense. More on the bench this season than on the field. More away than on the field helping his team buddies. Big question about him, but a lot of other players as well that I need to know if they will be there or not. What I am asking to Giovanni Manna, to Giuntoli or whoever, start with men. Men that are hungry. Men that want to go back to victory. Men that know what it is to fight for Juventus. Men that know what it is to honor Juventus until the end on the field and off the field, also important. People who believe. I want people who believe. Because if you don't believe in it, you're already lost. And I also want that we start with a coach that also believe that he can change and fix all the mistakes that we did in the last 2 seasons. Because not speaking about the off the field, on the field, a lot, too much mistakes were done. And we need to change. We need to change. We need to do much better with all of the people that will join Juventus or that will remain at Juve in 23-24 that needs really to believe. This is what I'm asking. What about Allegri? Will he be there or not? At the moment, it's a 50-50. I have the feeling that yesterday the words of Max Allegri were words of, I'm waiting for the club to tell me if yes or no I will be the coach. I will be here if they don't tell me anything on the 10th of July. I am available for the meeting that will be planned. It will probably not be today, but probably this week. He needs to rethink. He said that he has new ideas for a winning Juve, for a competitive Juve. But the big question, of course, is, do the management believe in it? Because on Tuttosport, you see below, Juve Allegri, alta tensione, high tension. Yesterday, he said a lot of thanks to a lot of people. But did he really speak about thank you to the management? Did he really speak about Calvo? Not yet. Not yet. Just one thing. Calvo will decide. And it was really curious, and I don't know if you watched it or if you saw it or not, Francesco Calvo spoke a lot in pre-games. Before the game, he was interviewed, he was on the microphones of Sky Sports or DAZN. Yesterday, he was not there. He ghosted. He didn't speak. Why? Maybe because every single word has an impact. Because he didn't want to speak, to reveal, to spoil that the words were not interpreted yet. Maybe because we don't know yet. We didn't take the decision yet. But it was really strange that yesterday he didn't take any decision. But what Allegri said at the end, it was, in July, the club will plan as normal. Calvo will say what the club will do next season. Calvo, John Elkann, they will decide. And hopefully really fast. Because Juventini, they want to go really fast. They need enthusiasm. They need clear guidelines. Where to go and with who to go. Again, I don't know if it will be with Max or without Max. But we need clarity. Ragazzi, this season, the worst of Juventus is over. And why am I saying the worst of Juventus? Because I lived through the twice 7 spot. I lived through Serie B. But I never experienced a season where It was as a disaster on the field simultaneously as off the field. A really painful season that will start again on the 10th of July. Now we have to rebuild. And a big question mark of all of you is, what about Dusan Vlahovic? Will he be there or not? Well, apparently his destiny is linked with Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani, that is the real target of Bayern Munich. Will he go there? Will he not go there? Will we see the number 9 again with Juve? The one that didn't play yesterday? Big question marks. I have the feeling, ragazzi, that we will not see anymore Dusan Vlahovic play with Juventus. If you have to sacrifice someone, if this is the decision, if he doesn't believe in Juve anymore, I will accept it. But what I can't accept, and I believe that's the first step in the wrong decision, is if you say goodbye to El Fideo. That is a right decision, but you are thinking about Orsolini to replace him. These are the articles that I don't want to see. I want to see fresh ideas, new ideas. I don't want to see a Orsolini replacing a Di Maria. With all the respect for Orsolini. But don't dream, eh? I told you in the beginning of the season, ragazzi, it will be a tough season. It will be a mercato based more on people, big names that will leave, like Dusan Vlahovic maybe, and not that big name that will enter. Forget about McAllister. McAllister that in 24 or 48 hours will seal the deal with Liverpool. These players are out of the potential of Juventus. But also the players that we have in target, like Koopmeiners. Well, Koopmeiners yesterday after the hat-trick and the assist with a 5-2 of Atalanta over Monza, sending them in UEFA Europa League. It will be even tough, really difficult to sign a player like him. It will be a tough season, but again, I told you I didn't give up, and I will try to explain you step by step the rebuild of a 23-24, because I don't give up. I have hope. Ho fede. Grazie, forza. Juve.